One of the biggest news stories today is the high price of meat, poultry, fish, and eggs, beef, ham, whatever you want to call it, chicken, a white meat, bird meat, turkey, fish, eggs. I think they're including everything that's an animal product except for dairy. Milk, cheese, butter, and all that is not included in these statistics. This is put out by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Look at the graph. It's an all-time high. I did a video on, I think it was April 14th, several months ago, on other reports, which you could see is before it just started really spiking up. This is a dramatic rise in the prices in America. This is a featured story on Drudge Report, the news aggregator, and this particular article is on cnsnews.com by writer Ali Meyer. So, what does this mean? This is inflation. That's what's going on. The devaluing of the dollar. That's what's going on. Possibly if gas prices go up, it'll be used as a reasoning or justification to raise products in other industry sectors, including food and whatever it might be. And I believe that that kind of passing the buck is unethical. I believe it should be regulated. But going back to the, initial cause, the petroleum industry needs to be regulated, which of course is not going to happen with the government that we have and Obama, and now that the United States has become the main petroleum producer by quantity. If the statistics are accurate, they have superseded Russia, which was number one. As you remember, Senator McCain with his big mouth said that it's just a gas station out there. That's all Russia is. So can't wait till this man is out of the limelight. The sooner the better. But inflation in itself is basically it's a factor of the economy. It's a factor of the monetary system. It's a factor of Treasury and the Federal Reserve, basically the banks. So they're screwing all this up. The rise in the prices is not anything because of the production or the stuff itself, the product itself, the food, the agriculture. It's not because of that, even though they want to tell us that there's a drought. There is no drought. It's an artificially created drought because of water rights and laws based on jurisdictions, counties, and it's being manipulated federally. They also say there's a United Nations plan about it. It's Agenda 21, Codex Alimentarius, et cetera, ad nauseum, whoever these global elites are, whatever their bigger plan is, if there's a good intention or not. But on the consumer side, you're feeling this in your pocketbooks and your wallets. That's what counts. That's what the viewers here are going to be thinking. How do we solve this? Well, you need to join co-ops. That used to be really popular in the 60s and 70s, and then it kind of faded out. Why did it fade out? Because the system has a way of capitalistically, those forces, oligarchic and greed forces, will cancel out everything that we're trying to do. They will just subliminally or indirectly or covertly undermine all of your efforts. But I recommend to you to the source of the foods. You need to go to the farms. You need to go to the gardens. You need to get back to the land. Peter-Appleseed channel is all about that. I'm also known as Peter-Appleseed. I write books. Look it up. Do a Google search. I'm not saying you have to pay me any money. Just check out all the things that I have there, because I am telling you what you are going to have to face eventually. So many of you will not do anything about it. That's fine. That's your choice. You will live your life how you want to. It's all an experiment. But those of you that want to know, you come to those who know, the leaders of thought, and warning you about what's happening. If you don't do anything about this, if you're not aware, if you're not learned, if you're not inquisitive, then you will end up starving. The depression is coming. Don't believe the lies. We never got out of the recession, regardless of all the big corporate bailouts. We are dropping as a nation and in the world overall into depression. We are spiraling down into depression. This collapse is coming. It's starting. Things are falling apart. Prices like this are outrageous. Prices for water. Did you notice in the last couple weeks I've been putting out videos about water? Because water should never be something that is sold. Never. We should never be on a planet where it has to be sold. It needs to be given to every human as a right. It's a birthright. It's an inalienable right. Because we pay for that, that's the first indication that we're going to collapse. That's the indication that we're in a global crisis. That was a long time ago when we started getting the special water, like Perrier. But it's not just Perrier. It's not just for the luxury stuff. It's for the fact that to get drinking water in many states, there's a huge problem. West Virginia, North Carolina, the list goes on and on and on. And in all the major cities, your taxes are paying for it. You think you just turn on the tap, oh, I've got really good water, it's free. No, it's not. You're paying for it in your taxes. The fact that you're in that state, it comes out of your paycheck. Look at the numbers. Look at the figures. You're paying for it. The things that you should get for free. Water. And I'm not saying necessarily that food should be for free, but we need direct relationships with farms. So, as I mentioned, co-ops, cooperatives. I mentioned gardens. Go to CSAs. That's called Community Supported Agriculture. We need to start these up. Those that exist. Go to the ones that are there. There's also willing workers on organic farms, WWOF, woof, look them up. So you've got to do what you can do because you're not going to have enough money to feed yourself or your family pretty soon. I've been noticing it because I live on the edge. I follow principles. But soon it's not just going to be principled idealist, pioneers, radical, rebel, warriors like myself. It's going to be everybody. Everybody's going to be feeling the pinch. So I warned you a long time ago. The warning is loud and clear. The price of meat, chicken, fish soars to all-time high. They haven't said anything about dairy. They haven't said anything about vegetables, but that is also on the rise. Those prices are going way, way up. So the only way to do something about it is by starting to work together, going directly back to the land because everything is free, including water, air, all of that stuff. The earth and the divine structure, creation, the divine plan of this planet is so that everything is free. You go to it directly. If you're going to pick up your hand and put the food into your mouth and digest it, you've already done effort. So the effort is to go to the stuff directly, pick it up with your hand, harvest it, plant the seed and grow that. This is Peter-Appleseed. I hope I've given you some truth, and I hope you're going to be encouraged wherever you are on the planet, the United States or beyond. Thanks for listening.